I love that intro. It's so much fun. Hey, everybody. Welcome to RV Travel Talk with your host, Charlie Grace. My co-host back here, Roosevelt Dog, is totally taking a nap. Once again, my coworker is off duty. What can I say? So thanks for being here. Really cool. Got lots of stuff going on. Got a great guest today. I really cannot tell you enough how this guest is an inspiration in lots of ways, because I get a lot of questions about how do people do this and different RV things. And this is a family that has just gone above and beyond and going through some really interesting challenges and showing people that everyone can do things. So I'm really excited about that. Let's see who we've got real quick in the comments and say hi to some people. I see our friend Bree TJF is there. Oh, she's driving and listening. Thank you so much for being here. Who gave you permission to leave the kitchen again? What? It would be me. That's right. Me. I was, doing stuff, but I'm assuming maybe you're talking to Bree. I don't know, but I like to be in the kitchen too. So anyways, we're going to have some fun. I'm going to bring up my guest right now because she's really cool. Here we go. Guess who I have here? I've got Find Freedom, or what like I call Triple F.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, this is so. Now, okay, let's talk about this for a second, because your name, now, first off, you have an Instagram and you have a YouTube. And that's really important because a lot of people have, different things. They're going to say, how do I find you? Let's talk about your YouTube and how you got the name Find Freedom.
Okay, so after we bought our RV, our salesperson suggested we should start a YouTube channel, chronicling living in an RV, because that's what he knows a lot of people are doing, and there's not many people in our situation that do it. And so I said, sure, and it took us a long time, but my husband, who used to do theater and drama classes as a homeschool student, he actually thought of the name Find Freedom because there's 5 of us, me, husband, and 3 kids, and his drama teachers always told him, like, if it has the same letter in the name, it's easier to remember. I should have thought better because it gives me a tongue tie when I say Find Freedom over and over again sometimes. But it was my husband. He thought of it, and no one had it out there, so I snagged it.
There you go. I love it's called alliteration. I love the alliteration of it, but it is like a
Yes.
tongue twister. It's like, oh my gosh. Hey, we've got some more people joining real quick. Let's say hi to Mayhem RV. Thank you so much for being here. And Stanley McFalls, Southern comedian. Love having you here, buddy. And Travel Trailin'. Hey, buddy, how's it going? Hope you're having a great night. But yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. And I think the name says it all. But there's so much behind the scenes story that I really want to hear about. So first off, you guys in the chat and you guys listening at home, if you have never heard of Find Freedom and you want to learn more about them, check out their YouTube channel. I've got a link pinned to this video in the description as well as in the chat. You guys can go take a look, watch one of their videos, like it, make a comment, see what give them some questions and see what's going on, which is really cool. Johnny Lightning is here. Good to see you, Johnny. Oh my gosh, this is always good. All right, so I'm curious, what made you decide to start RV life as a family?
So again, I would have to give that credit to my husband, and it's a little bit long-winded story, but I'm going to try and make it as short as possible. We went from trying to find a house with at least one more bedroom, because I had 3 kids that he inherited from me, and we got married, and then almost a year later, his mom passed away from multiple sclerosis, which we knew it was coming, which is why we moved up our wedding date. But after his mom passed away, my husband said, "Hey, Dad, Mom always wanted to travel in RV, but she never got to because of her MS. She was wheelchair bound when I met her. So he says to his dad, I'm going to do it. And his dad says, what did your wife say? And he says, well, I should probably talk to her about that. So it was his idea to begin with wholeheartedly. And I said, are you sure you're okay with that? Because he lived in the same 3 zip codes his entire life in the same area. I went to like 15 different schools before I graduated high school. My parents were divorced by the time I was 5. So like moving around, no big deal. So he said he was okay with it, and I said, fine, as long as everyone has a dedicated sleeping space, so no like making the table into a bed over and over again. And there's food on the table, and we're warm, we're good. I should have said a giant bathtub, but you know what? It's fine. And so I did the whole like binge watching all the different YouTube channels out there, like Keep Your Daydream and Party of 6 and some other ones out there. And every time we could get a chance to, we started touring the inside of different RVs, and eventually we looked in so many, they all look the same to us.
Yeah, they do. Well, they do, because I mean, you look at someone, I think it's the same kind of fridge, it's the same AC unit, it's the same couch. You just keep looking at the same thing, and then you're like, well, what's really going to make a good fit? So, so you're saying your husband's the one that came up with the idea.
Yes, and so we got our house sold and all that, and then we got the RV, and then we stayed in a local RV park. We got it in November, so November 12th we took possession of the RV, and we stayed in that park until the end of March because there was a very late heavy snowfall in February in Central Oregon where we're from, and so there was 42 inches of snow outside at one point.
Oh,
We
wow.
waited for the snow to melt. We went directly south. 66 horrible, long, hellish days later, we were back in Bend, and everything that went wrong on that trip could go wrong. Like flat tires, broken axles, broken back window, three flat tires, a lacerated tow cord, charge cord thing. Like everything that went wrong could go wrong. We learned how to properly charge your RV batteries. Don't use your truck battery to charge your RV batteries. Like it was a whole thing. We got stranded in the Colorado mountains outside of Trinidad, Colorado for 12 days. It was a lot. And so then when we tried again, we decided to do like a camping zone pass with Thousand Trails just
Hmm.
to test out the campgrounds. And my husband's idea was to, so with the camping zone pass, you can be 14 days in, 7 days out, or you can go park to park if you go 4 days or less. So we literally traveled up and down the Oregon coast and in the Central Oregon area every 4 days in New Park for 4 months. It was ridiculous because there's a lot of breaking up and
Oh, yeah.
setting the
Oh, yeah.
campsite up and down. And so after about 4 months, me and another full-time family ganged up on my husband and we convinced him to buy the basic package. And we've been in the campground since. But it was all his idea and he was going to give up, but I love it. I don't ever want to give it up.
It's different. It's definitely something. Speaking of full timers, we've got our friends Jarhead and Ginger here. Hey, good to see you guys. Thanks for being here. Really fun. Um, well, okay, so let's start with this. So, was the RV life? Was it I want to travel and see the world, or was it just something different you wanted to try? Like, what was the whole idea behind it? Was there a
Um,
goal?
the idea behind it was let's travel for a little bit, like a couple years, and see it about a different place we want to live. Okay. And at this point, he had his heart set on Pennsylvania because it's a really disability friendly state.
Okay.
He did his research. I wanted Texas because of the lack of snow. I hate snow with a passion. I despise snow. I don't like it. I've never liked it. I lived in Oregon my whole life, went to Reno for 2 years from 96 and 98, and it snowed nonstop. I hate it. So we were bickering back and forth on that. So I was like, well, let's just see what's out there. Um, and yeah, so
That's
that was
okay.
the
So
point was to see.
the
The
snow
point
thing
was
is
to
huge.
like travel. The point was to travel to more states and see what was out there. But now we're gonna keep traveling because we like it.
I think that's fantastic. Hey, in our interactive chat, for those of you guys who are watching here on our interactive chat, if you guys don't like snow, if you do not like snow, put a one in the chat because I'm sort of curious. There are some people who love snow. They think it's fantastic. I personally don't like to travel in it. I think it's pretty to see the first day it comes out. It's so
And they
fantastic.
can go away.
But then on the day two, it can go bye bye. Or like I want to go sledding or something like that because I think sledding is great because you're already on your butt to begin with, so you would have
Right.
nowhere to go but there. Yeah, Johnny's like Johnny Lightning's like, oh, 11111. Yeah, I don't really like it that much. Johnny's down Florida, I can tell. Crazy Ronald Hitching is like, one, absolutely. I can see you guys are not snow. And Broken Nomad saying snow is evil.
Yes,
Mayhem RV, same thing.
definitely.
Yeah. You'd be surprised though. There are some RVers who love to go winter camping in snow. They like to go skiing and all sorts of stuff. And that's really fine. You just got to really know how to keep your rig warm. And there's a lot of things that go with it. But it's honestly, if you can chase 70 degrees, a little easier.
Definitely.
Absolutely. So you alluded to something, and I want to make sure people understand this real quick because this is something that I find really, really interesting. Your family has some, we'll call them special abilities. And
Yes.
if you want to talk a little bit about your family and who has what, that'd be great.
Yes. So everyone has a little bit of something. So let's start with my husband and we'll work our way down. So my husband was going to be on the screen with me, but the laundromat is taking forever, so he's finishing his laundry. So back in May of 2010, 5 years before I met my husband, he contracted bacterial meningitis. He was one of 12 people in a tri-county area. No one could ever figure out where ground zero was. He was the first person to use the oxygen hyperbaric chamber. He lost part of a finger and he lost both his legs, but he survived. So that's what's important. Prior to him losing his legs, he was bowling 7 nights a week, and now he can still bowl. He just doesn't do it as often as he used to. So he has that, and he has a bit of ADD, but more so the physical handicap of being a double below the knee amputee. Uh, but he gets around pretty well. He's the driver of the family, he has hand controls. Like when I met him on a blind date, he had long pants on, so I didn't even know about his disability that he's got going on. There's that. I have, well, one, I had a mainly fused spine from scoliosis surgery when I was 17. So, like, long haul days are really bad on my back sometimes, but more so, I have multiple sclerosis, which coincidentally, me and my mother-in-law had the same doctor, neurologist in town. Weird way. Uh, and so, my husband was the first one that I told that I had multiple sclerosis and also did not have a reaction like I was going to give it to him or that he didn't make a big deal of it. He's just like, oh, my mom has that, and it was no big deal. I had three children. Hannah's 15, Ileana's 13, and Jack is almost 11. Hannah has ADHD, and she is recovering from some mental depression that she had going on last year. Ileana is 13, and she has a multitude of things. She is on, I'd say Asperger's or like high functioning autism, more like social interaction type stuff. She has a little bit of OCD. She has auditory processing disorder. She has an intense phobia of bugs, things of that nature. And then Jackson is, if he was in public school, I'm pretty sure they'd want him labeled as ADHD. But he's just energetic, and we're leaving it at that. And then also my boy has he's allergic to hazelnuts. My husband's allergic to all nuts, and so it's a little bit of everything.
It sounds like a rainbow of a family, which I love. I
Yes,
mean, no
yes,
people, sometimes people focus on what I call it the disabilities. I'm focusing on special abilities because when people have special needs like that, you get to learn a different perspective, which is really important. And I know some of you guys know and don't know that I have some special needs kids too, and it's not so much a challenge as it is just trying to work the system and trying to figure out, how can we make these things work for them as much as everybody else. So
right.
I just applaud you so much because when I saw you with your family, I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Because I wish I had the opportunity. I was not smart as you. I'm thinking like I wish I would have taken my kids at a younger age out on the road to give them some great opportunities. So the things that they're able to experience is going to be phenomenal, even though it might be limited in certain ways. So kudos to you.
Thanks.
All right, so look, we got more friends here. We got RV Life with Adrian Ruth stopping by. Thanks so much for being here. We're learning all about five find freedom. I'm saying that very slow because
I have to sometimes too.
oh, it's one of those things. So we're learning all about these guys, which is cool. But let's talk about your RV for just a second here, because I don't. What kind of rig do you have? And if there's one thing you could change about your rig, or maybe a few things you could change about your rig, what would it be?
Okay, we have a Keystone Hideout 2020. It's a 29 DFS Western Edition. Um, well, for one thing, I'd probably want to get a one that does not have a slide in it because we've had problems with the slide since like year two. We're on year five now almost. So like we've had leak on it. We've had like trouble getting in and out. I don't like the fact that the vents are in the floor because there's always stuff going down them. And yeah, the fact that the pantry is behind a wall that swings open is great, but not when you're going down bumpy roads. Like everything falls off or it comes open. And as much as people like the Moride steps that go up into the doorway, I don't like them, mainly because ours fell off a year and a half after we got them. Like I walked down the steps and they fell off. And so right now we don't have steps on our main door. We have a step ladder climbing in and out. So,
And people, these are things you learn when you do it. I mean, no offense, like you don't know until you know, right? You watched all
yeah.
those YouTube channels. You thought you knew what you were looking for. You went to all the RV shows. You start looking at things, and then all of a sudden you're in it. You're like, oh, that's what that
And
is.
this is actually our second RV. So we had a Grand Design Imagine with a slide out bunkhouse, and it was as big as we could tow, as heavy as we could tow. Don't do that. Don't go like all in into the biggest thing. We thought the kids would like their own space, but they were more out in the living space, and so we had that one a year, and then traded in for this one. And we like this one much better. It's lighter weight, it's easier to tow around, easier to find parking spots and camping areas, and even though it's smaller, there's like more living space in it. Oddly
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah, no, and that's everybody's different. I mean, everyone likes a different floor plan and different ways. And some people are more outside. I'm a more inside person, believe it or not, even in a van. I'm in my van a lot more than I am outside on certain places. So totally get that. Totally get that. So is there anything else you would change though?
I'd probably get rid of the outdoor fireplace and the outdoor kitchen because we don't use either one of them, and I will use it for like more outdoor storage. Um, I think it's about it. And maybe get like a bunk room that has an actual door instead of bunk beds in the middle of the room.
Yeah. Yeah. I've
Yeah.
seen a lot of families talk about those. It's sort of funny. Okay, now I'm all about gadgets and gizmos and things. But I want to know if there's anything that you could not live without on your travel adventures.
Wow. I mean, I guess say like our phone and the internet, but I mean that you don't really use those for RV adventures.
Oh no, no.
Uh,
Internet is fairly close to oxygen. It's a big deal.
yes. I like our phone company that we use Verizon because we have lot less drop calls. We're able to do this using our phone just fine. And then I would say, other than that, I really like this outdoor rug that I have that we just got because now there's less dirt tracking in and out. I
Yeah.
love it. It was gifted to us at Hershey RV Park from the Glen Life. We got one of their rugs for
Oh,
because
that's so
they
sweet.
were parked right behind us, and they are like surprised us with it. So it really helps because my husband doesn't take off his shoes when he comes in the house, but my kids do. So it helps to keep the dirt from his feet. Uh, and then I would say like the cooking gadgets, like our rice cooker and our cannon top griddle. Those things I really like because you can cook like 8 pancakes at one time on it, which is important when you have 3 kids to feed
It's a big
at
deal.
one time.
Yeah, when you got a big family, I mean, food's a big deal. I'm like sitting here I was thinking about this going, I was cooking for 4, sometimes 6, 10. You just never know who all was going to be there. I'm seeing how could you do a big family? But I know there are a lot of big families on the road these days. And so I've watched them do this. It's pretty impressive. It's crazy. I love this. Okay. Real question. Because you have a family with some disabilities, what are some things that you think campgrounds could do to make it better for people with disabilities?
Some things right off the bat is like, okay, a lot of times they'll say they're ADA accessible, but I feel like that's not always accurate because just because a site is big doesn't mean it's ADA accessible because you're not always just in a wheelchair or you may not, there's other disabilities you may have other than being in a wheelchair. And a lot of times the bathrooms, you have to pull them open, the door open. So if you're in a wheelchair or a walker, you need braces on your legs or you're using a cane, how are you going to be able to open the door and go in? There's that.
Right.
So I think automatic doors on everything, including the bathroom.
Yeah. Bathroom. I mean, bathrooms are an issue because I know I've gone
And
to quite a
then
few campgrounds. That's something I would put on my list too. Go ahead.
like the bathrooms at the bathhouses in the Thousand Trail campgrounds that we mainly stay in, we'll go in and they'll have like a handicap bathroom stall or a shower stall. But a lot of times it might have a bench on the outside of the curtain. So
Oh,
like
drives me crazy.
what's the point? Like you have to sit down on the ground,
Yeah.
or a lot of times the shower head will be stationary, so you can't really reach up and move it around. Or like there's sometimes they're not even wide enough for a wheelchair to roll in. So I think they need to maybe do a better job of making the bathrooms accessible for everybody. Because not only does my husband use them, but I use them with my daughter because my daughter, the one that has autism, she doesn't shower herself very well and she doesn't
Mhm.
she's afraid of bugs and stuff.
Oh,
So
yeah.
we use the ones that have the movable shower head. So I think more accessible entrances for any type of differences in you would be what I would think I would look for the most.
Yeah. Hey, our friend Tina just joined. Hey, Tina, how you doing? I know you've had some health issues lately, and by the way, we've been thinking about you. So hope you're doing really well. So yeah, I think I have a kiddo who's very sensory, and shower heads have been a huge issue. I mean, to the point where I've literally traveled with the favorite shower head with us when we go somewhere because you just don't think about those things. So I think part of it is like I was fortunate enough to, like I said, take it with me everywhere I go. But I've been to some of those campgrounds. You can't unscrew those shower heads very easily, or you can't do something else. So I think space is important. I think actually talking to individuals who are at those campgrounds, someone needs to let them know. really, because it's like you just don't know. They really may not know, and giving them some feedback. So on their next project, or if they can accommodate in some way, I think it's time that we sort of, let those things be known. It's just, I think for years we've been talking about bad internet at campgrounds. Maybe we need to think about, campers at a campground, not just the how do we accommodate different people to make sure we can all enjoy nature and all enjoy the camping and go from there. So really good ideas though. I love that idea. Okay, so speaking of campgrounds though, I want to know, and you've been doing some Thousand Trails. So are there some that you've really liked versus others? And you have to tell me the bad ones and just like give me some good ones.
Let's see. I really liked Hershey Thousand Trails in Pennsylvania. The roads were really smooth. Everything was really accessible. The bathroom was pretty good too. That was a pretty good bathhouse that we had. Another one that we liked in Oregon really well is Mount Hood, which is a Trails Collection campground.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's another campground in Central Oregon called Sisters Garden RV Resort. And that one is like a public campground, I guess. Hold on. And we liked that one. The bathhouses were like miniature log cabins. And like you could put like 2 people in one shower stall. It was huge.
Oh wow.
And there's benches everywhere. It was great. Like if every campground could take that shower house and put it everywhere, it would be awesome.
I like to call them shower suites. I like a shower suite.
It was totally
It's
shower
fantastic.
suite. The floors were heated with like heat lamps underneath the floor. It was great.
If we could make a marriage of Chick-fil-A, Buc-ee's, and like an amazing shower suite, you know how Buc-ee's has this amazing bathroom, and Chick-fil-A is good on like the, just merge all that great stuff together with customer service. It would be fantastic. Cleanliness, I love it. Love it. I see people are coming your rig. I can tell that's a mom look. That's okay. What are
Illy,
they doing?
what are you doing?
I love this.
It might be on your bed. Go look on your bed for it.
If you guys, just so we're here on the interactive chat for RV Travel Talk, if you guys have any questions, let me know in the chat and see what's going on here. Tina says, of course, cleaner bathrooms too. Yeah, cleaner bathrooms. That's really important. I mean, I will admit, I've been to some places where it's not, little scary there. So yeah, we got to look for those things. I just got back from a new campground. I can't wait to do a campground review on it because they were pretty cool too. They had the shower suite. So I was like, ooh, fantastic.
And we mainly stay in Thousand Trail campgrounds. So lately, we've been trying to do bathhouse reviews from a amputee or disability point of view. And so my husband's been doing that because he has more insight of what would work for him, work or not work for him.
Yeah.
So he's very comical in his videos, and I feel like he's like the comedic relief in all of my videos. So I mean, there's been some Thousand Trail campgrounds that we won't go back to because of the condition of the campground overall.
And I've been to some of those too. Exactly. I know. Okay, we got a couple questions. Do they make off-road like wheelchairs with bigger tires? Good question. Like, I don't know. It's a great idea,
Yeah,
Johnny.
that's fine. I know that they make like wheelchairs with racing wheels. If you're gonna do a race, like for like Special Olympics, they'll do like road tires, but I'm not sure about like bigger tires, like oversized tires. But I know they're like, I don't know. My husband would know that better than that.
Good one. Okay, I love this. Jarhead Jenny. They're making funny things. Question: have you two met in prison? If so, tell us how.
So it was a sunshiny Monday afternoon in this beautiful green space. And it was the RV content creators meetup the day before the RV Hershey show. That's where we met.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. Gotta love that. I love the content creator thing is so much fun. I love this. Okay, well, guys, here's the deal. First off, I want to thank Five Fine Freedom for being my awesome guest today. You guys are rocking. As I said before, there is a link in the description as well as in the chat for you guys to check out their channel. If you guys have any questions, feel free to make a comment on their videos and ask them some questions. I'm sure they're going to be around. I will be at the Hershey RV show next year, and I believe I've actually made a reservation for Thousand Trails. So who knows? We could be
I plan on being there again next year too. So.
Yeah. Really a lot of fun, a lot of fun. And I'm actually getting ready for Tampa right now. It's a little scary, but lots of stuff is going on. But thank you for being here. Yeah, I'll give you the last say if you have anything you want to announce or let our audience know.
No, I just appreciate it. If you have any questions on any of my videos, leave a comment because I always respond to the nice comments that are in on my videos. And most of my vlogs or most of my videos are vlogs that are just day-to-day normal routine with some, flat tires in the mix. So
Very cool.
I
Very
think
cool.
that's
Well,
it,
thank
really.
I was gonna say thank you so much. I'm gonna put you in the basement. There's cookies and milk down there. Well, I'll be there in a second. Hold on. There you go.
All right.
All right, everybody say bye. Bye. She is so awesome. I love this. I'm so since I learned about this family, I'm like, oh, we need to let the world know because there's a lot of people I talk to who have special abilities, I call them, and they think they can't do things. And here's a wonderful family once again with physical disabilities. You have MS, you have other children on the spectrum. Totally understand that. Been there. So just kudos. Very excited about that. So I want to say a few comments too real quick. And I think Rich Collins just said, hey, we love the Hershey show. I love the Hershey show too. It's so much fun. Plus there's chocolate. I mean, who doesn't love chocolate? Just saying, it's Hershey. So we're getting ready for the Tampa show. Lots of things are coming up in January. If you plan on being there at the Hershey show, let me know. I'm going to be doing some special appearances and meet and greets, which I'm very excited about. And I can't tell you yet. Got lots of surprises coming up, guys. Lots of things happening. But we do have a lot of really great guests coming up on the RV Travel Talk show. I'm already booked up for November. I can't believe it. We're already got lots of stuff happening, and now I'm taking more special guests and getting ready for them in December. Oh my gosh, where has this year gone to? So I want to say thank you to all of our really cool people. And once again, I want to say thank you to all the people who have been making this happen. So let me just throw this out here real quick. Here we go. Thank you. All right. 8,000 subscribers, almost 11,000 watch hours. That's amazing. I can't believe it in 2 years. You guys have just been rocking it. A lot of this, of course, is shorts. I do a lot of short videos and not as many long form videos. So I'm going to get back to doing some of these long form videos. I want to thank everybody for being here. You guys have been phenomenal. Always a good time. And we will see you next week. Make sure you guys hit that bell to get reminded of all the really cool videos coming out. And we've got a couple things, can't wait to see you guys. We'll talk to everybody soon. And don't forget that every day is an adventure.